Hello, my name is Timothy and I want to share my testimony with you today. I was born in a Christian family. By grade 6, my parents broke up for the last time, and I already found marijuana, and I thought life was great. I got involved in a trade, and I eventually got working, and I was still smoking marijuana. I moved out of the house. The economy crashed about a year and a half into this, and I decided I'm going to sell marijuana to pay my bills. So, and my friends, they needed to make money too, and not a lot of people had work. So we were all selling marijuana, smoking marijuana, and we thought everything was okay. Eventually I got busted. I did a little bit of time, and one of my friends says I got busted with a little bit of stuff, and I should hang out with the hookers and the crackheads. Another bit of bad advice in my life. And so I did. I thought this was good, Says, oh, the cops are going to be following me. I'll just take them over there. When they start watching them, I'll leave. But lifestyle, like all lifestyles, are like a level of entertainment. And as the entertainment went up, I enjoyed it. I just didn't want to leave. So I stayed too long. I nearly got busted with drugs. Some girl was smoking crack in my car. I allowed her to do that. And, so it was. I eventually got out of there. I started looking for a girlfriend to get married. And the first one didn't work out. The second one worked out. We eventually got married. I was with her for 12 years. We started to go to church, but never got there. I was still smoking marijuana, thought everything was okay. Broke up with this lady. Things just didn't work out. I eventually broke up with her. I couldn't fix what I showed her. I showed her how to party, and she just wasn't good at it. And she had kids, and because of my own mistakes, I destroyed my own marriage. So I left, and I came up with a new plan. And I'm gonna buy a house. I'm gonna rent rooms, and eventually pay the house off, and everything's gonna be wonderful. I'm still smoking marijuana. I thought this was great. So I found a friend that bought and sold houses, and he helped me buy a house. I got some roommates to help me pay the bills. And when I got on top of things, there was a time lapse that I haven't been with a girl, so I thought, well, I'm just going to treat myself and then get back to business. And so I went and got a rental. And I thought everything was wonderful. And then she dug her claws into me, and she kept on calling me, come and see me. Says, oh, you're nice, you're fun. So I spent too much time with her. Just kept on going back every week, and I was going to church, and all sorts of things happened in my life. The world was getting sick. I got sick. I started searching for the truth. I eventually found myself in front of an evangelist, and she read off the last 28 days of mass animal deaths. And I was stunned. I said, this is worse than I thought it was. And I didn't realize she was an evangelist. But she says, you want to know what's going on? You want to know what's going on? Well, go get your Bible. And I just started crying. I was so far away from God. If I died at that moment, I was going to hell. And I said, I got to fix all this. I got to get right with God. So I went out in the backyard and I smoked my last joint. And I says, God, I tried on my own strength to quit. I failed miserably. I said, Father, you make this work. You make me happy, let me function at work, and just let me move on. And I put the last joint out, and I never touched again. It's been like 9 years. But I needed to fix a couple other things. That escort that I saw, I took her to church twice, and she was just not enjoying it. She was a believer, but she just wandered away. She was a prodigal child like me, and no, she didn't want to go back. So I decided, we got to have another plan. So God produced another plan. The pastor of the church, Pastor Robbie Simons, produced a wonderful book to inspire people to read the Bible. So I picked up this book. I called her up, Shakisha, and I says, look, I got a book, and I was wondering if you can read it to me because I don't read very well. And she says, well, I just rented a hotel room with my girlfriend, and we're doing doubles. And I says, okay, fine. How much for 2 hours? She didn't want to do it. So she said, 440. And I said, okay, I'll see you in a half an hour. So I went to the bank, got the money, went over to her place, and, walked in. She told her girlfriend, put your street clothes over your doll clothes. Have some respect for my friend. So we started reading the book for the first half an hour. Her eyes were so itchy and so scratchy she couldn't read no more. Shakisha handed the book to her friend and said, can my friend read the book? And I said, sure. So her friend introduced herself and said, I'm a Muslim. I says, I got a couple questions before we do this. I said, okay. This is, the drug dealers, they wear a cross with Jesus on there. Why is that's like the knife that killed Jesus? And I says, well, it's like the bridge. There's like, we are here in testing grounds. There's hell below us, and we want to go to heaven where God is going to be in the kingdom. So the cross is the bridge. She said, oh. And then she asked a couple other questions that were simple. I answered them, and then we got on. And we were all itchy, scratchy. We couldn't figure out what was going on. We were blaming it on the dust. And, well, whatever. An hour and a half later of reading this wonderful book, we were all encouraged. Time was up, so I gave them a hug, and I left. About 2 months later, Shakisha called me up and said, look, I've got a legal problem and I need some advice. You're a little bit older than me and you went through some things, so maybe you can give me some advice. And I said, sure. So we got together and she said, I've got a ticket and I've got another ticket, and now I've just got a ticket of driving with my cell phone. And I said, well, you better fight it. She said, really? I said, yeah. I says, you're going to lose your license and your insurance is going to go up. And she says, oh, yeah. So I said, and then she said to me, remember the last time we got together in that hotel room and we read that book? I said, it was so weird. After you left, people texted us and made appointments to have sex with us and to do this and do that. When they got there, all they wanted to do was speak about God. And this happened all night. Some of the people actually paid a half an hour more and wanted to finish the conversation off about God. I said, that's so weird. So I went away and thought about it, and I realized that the demons like to take part in the sex acts. So when she was reading the book in the beginning, they were scratching her eyes, and that's why she couldn't read the book. And when she passed the book off to her girlfriend, we were all itchy, scratchy. The demons were scratching all of us and wanting us to stop. And when 2 or 3 are together in the midst, God is there. So, when we're speaking about his name. So he took over the room. So when I left, God stayed. And when those other people came in there, God took over their minds and wanted them to talk about God. And that went on all night. They said it was so weird, and I didn't know these people. These people didn't know each other. It was really God. God is real. Jesus is real. Believe in Jesus today and be saved. Time is short. God bless.